Hi, so now I'm going to move on to the basic dynamic analysis. So one of the programs that we're going to use for basic dynamic analysis is basically RegShot. So RegShot basically what it does basically is to you can take two shots of your registries, and after you've taken two shots it will compare and see if there's any difference, like for example any registry keys has been changed or added. So now let's take the first shot. And now let's go on to Process Explorer. The next program we're going to use is Process Explorer. So basically Process Explorer will show the PID, the process ID of the any processors and the CPU usage along with their memory usage. So we'll keep that for later after when we run the malware. Now we'll go on to Process Monitor. So in Process Monitor, you will basically always capture the operations that each process is actually doing. For example, like for right now, you can see that if there's some registry being opened and closed and such. So now before we do anything with the malware, so we go and take a snapshot. So this snapshot will basically mean that you have a clean snapshot before you run the malware, so that when you actually run a malware, you can actually have a backup to go back to, so that it's not infected by the malware. So now let's say clean 5, take snapshot. So now now after we have taken a snapshot, we can now run the malware. So the malware is called malware.exe. So let's run the malware now. Okay, after the malware has started running, you can take the second shot from the RegShot. Okay, right now after the second shot has been taken, you can actually press compare, but let's go on to that later, and let's go on to Process Explorer first. So as you can see in here, the malware.exe and the malware.exe has a process ID, and also this malware.exe has created another exe file called one.exe. So these two exe files are most likely the malware file that we are talking about. So now let's go on to Process Monitor. So since Process Monitor has a lot of operations that it has been captured, so we can now filter it. So let's filter by PID first. So the first one will be malware.exe, which its PID is 484. And let's add it in. And then the second one will be one.exe, will be 1560. So 1560. Add it in. Now if we apply, you will go ahead and filter all of this, and then here you will see all of what this malware actually does when it actually been run. So right now we can go and filter through what we have learned from the basic static analysis, which is that it creates files and it has done something with the registry keys. So we will filter by operation, and let's choose registry related items. So here let's say registry create key, registry delete key, and registry set value are the most important ones that we are going to cover today. So if we apply, it will show that it actually creates a few keys and actually sets up a few more keys as well. So it means that this malware will actually create um, register keys in your computer, and then will set the value of some. Like for example here, this malware.exe actually set a value of the registry in a random number generator seed. So it might be to tamper with some random number generator stuff. So now after that, since we know that there's registry set values, registry keys being modified and created, so now let's go on to create files, which is another host-based indicator. So now if we go to operation, create file, add, and let's not filter by the registries, and let it filter. And now you can see here are all the here's what the malware.exe and 1.exe actually do when they are run. So basically there will be a lot of temporary files, imported DLLs from what we saw in the basic static analysis. So now after that we can actually now go to rec shot. So because just now we took the first shot before we actually ran the malware, and then taken the second shot after we ran the malware. So we also have seen in process monitor that these two exe files has created some keys and changed some keys as well. So now let's compare, and you can see there's actually 2 keys deleted, 4 keys added, and 6 values deleted, and then 10 values has been added. So we've also 15 values modified. So now there's a total of 37 changes. So these are all the house-based indicator changes. So there is also another program that is used in basic dynamic analysis. It's called AppDNS, but however this virtual machine is not able to run it. So my groupmates has actually done it, so you can actually see it from there. Thank you.